Shivkumar, 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 streaming ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್.
I will be requiring some 10 minutes some discussions.
ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್.
ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ.
Madam, please go ahead, madam.
Yes, sir. A pleasant morning to the dignitaries and everyone who have joined hands to make this lecture series 6 on embedding human values into engineering education to make a sustainable career a successful one. To give a brief, AICT launched this initiative to incorporate human resource values into technical education. And this endeavor aims to integrate essential values into the curriculum, fostering holistic development and responsible citizenship among students. This vision has been successfully incorporated at our university with the strong vision and guidance of our Hon'ble Vice Chancellor, Professor Vidyashankar, and well executed by the team of BTU UHV Cell, which is led by Professor Sudarshan Reddy, BTU UHV Coordinator and Regional Director, BTU Bengaluru, who has effectively executed 5 lecture series until now. And this is the 6th one. May I invite Professor Sudarshan Reddy, who has joined us from Bengaluru region, to give his welcome address. Sir, you're on mute, sir. Please unmute.
Thank you, madam. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. Respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a warm welcome to the 6th UHV online lecture. I would like to quote the great poet and philosopher Rabindranath Tagore, who said that the biggest education is that which does not merely gives us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. On this, myself, Dr. Sudarshan Reddy HR, BTU UHV Coordinator and Regional Director of BTU Bengaluru region, feel extremely glad to welcome you all for this online lecture. On this occasion, we are honored to have the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Haveri University, my teacher, Guru and mentor, Dr. Suresh H Jangamshetti sir amongst us. Dr. Suresh H Jangamshetti, sir, is a renowned expert and stalwart who has dedicated his career for both academics and research in the field of electrical engineering. Sir, I extend a warm welcome to you on the behalf of VTU.
Thank you.
Namaskar. Sir, we are indeed thankful and grateful to you for making time for us in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, sir. We are honored to have our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor S. Vidyashankar, sir, with us. Sir is the backbone and motivational force for all our UHV activities of VTU. Sir, I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, on this online lecture. Today, we have also two Executive Council members. So, I welcome Dr. Karnakar Rai, sir, and also I welcome Dr. Krishna Gowda, sir, to this online lecture. I extend my warm welcome to our Registrar, Dr. B.E. Rangaswamy, sir, Registrar Evaluation, Dr. Srinivas, sir, and also Finance Officer, Dr. Prashant Nayak ji, sir. I welcome all the principal, staff, and UHV coordinators of various colleges and also from VTU. Last but not least, I welcome all the students of various colleges. Just they have got admitted to the first year students. Around 50 to 60,000 students are online and they are watching through YouTube live link. I welcome all the students this online lecture. Finally, I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. A generous welcome to you as well for this event. We are grateful for the dynamic leadership of our Hon'ble Vice Chancellor, Professor Vidyashankar, who has been steering this entire university towards excellence. So may I invite you to please have your opening remarks.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಮುಂಜಾನೆಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. At the outset, I congratulate all the first year students who have been admitted to the engineering colleges across the state. And today, the main speaker of this VTU, Human Value lecture series, 6th series, and topic of today's lecture series is Embedding Human Values into Engineering Education to Make a Sustainable Career. On this topic, the speaker for the same is none other than the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Haveri University, Haveri, and he is an engineering fraternity, Professor Suresh H Jangamshetti, and other my executive colleagues, Dr. Krishna Gowda and Dr. Karnakar Rai, the Registrar Dr. B. Rangaswamy, Regional Director Sudarshan Reddy, and Coordinator for this function, Deepthi from MBA Department, Professor Deepthi from MBA Department. Last but not least, the students from all the engineering colleges across the state, not only first year, but even the students of the other second, third, and fourth. The universal human values need to be taught not only to the first year students, it is the students of the engineering community across all the engineering colleges. And the need of this will be definitely exposed to you by the speaker, today's main speaker, Suresh H Jangamshetti. He will give 1.5 hour lectures of about what is the embedding human values into engineering education, which is the need of the hour. As a students, as a engineers, we need to understand what are the human values that a student should possess to be a good engineer. Not only today country needs a quality engineer, but an engineer with certain human values. That is the need of the hour. For that, there is a speaker before you whose biodata will be shared to all the students, that what he is, man of commitment, man with vision, because I have invited him for many meetings in recently for while revising a curriculum for M.Tech program, the vision which he had to promote quality education among the postgraduate students, he has expressed on the other day when he was called for a meeting here and form a part of the committee. Whatever the assignment that we do ask, he will accept the same with welcome note. And today, it's an honor to speak today on universal human values, a topic of vital importance in our rapidly advanced technological world. As a premier technological university, our mission extends beyond academic excellence. We are tasked with shaping individuals who not only possess technical expertise, but also strong ethical foundations. Understanding the universal human values is important. USP refers to the core principles that transcend cultural and societal boundaries. Values like truth, peace, compassion, and justice. These principles guide us towards creating a harmonious and just society. In the age of artificial intelligence, automation, and global connectivity, universal human values is a critical in ensuring that technology serves humanity ethically and equitably. The role of university in promoting the universal human values among its students community. As educators and innovators, it is our responsibility to embed these values into every aspect of our work. This involves value-based education. Beyond technical skills, we must teach students to reflect on societal impact of their work. Holistic development. We aim to develop individuals who are not only intellectually skilled but also ethically aware. Ethical research, our innovations must focus on sustainable, responsible solutions for society, diversity and inclusion, promoting a culture that respects all voices, ensures collaborations across cultures. A call to action to our students, remember that your technical skills will shape the world, but your values will define its quality. To the faculty, continue inspiring future leaders to balance innovation and with integrity. And to our community, let us ensure that technology is always guided by the principles of equity, sustainability, and responsibility. Let us commit to fostering a world where technology and human values go hand in hand. Our true progress lies not just in what we create, but in how we use it for the betterment of the humanity. Especially the students who have joined for the engineering in the academic year 24-25. This is the first series of lecture that we are attending. We have already conducted 5 series, 5th series of lectures. Every month, one lecture will be there with regards to the human values, universal human values. We'll invite the experts who are there, experts who have worked in the field for the past 40 to 50 years. They will share what is the universal human values. I urge the principals and the staff to motivate all the students to attend this universal human values lecture without missing. The reason is today if you're joining engineer and becoming join engineering and becoming a engineering graduate, there the value, there things will not end. You have to inculcate certain human values which I've already mentioned, and the speaker is going to mention further in depth about universal human values which you have to practice in your career as well as in the student life. With these words, I conclude my few opening remarks with regards to the universal human values that needs to be inculcated among the students. I thank you once again, and all those who are present here as well as offline and online. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your electrifying words of opening remarks. We have amidst us a source of inspiration and a pleasing personality, Dr. Suresh H Jangamshetti, Hon'ble Vice Chancellor, Haveri University. Dr. Suresh H Jangamshetti obtained M.Tech in Power Systems and PhD in Wind Energy from IIT Kharagpur. He is a Fulbright alumnus, received Fulbright Nehru Visiting Lecture Fellowship to Michigan Technological University, Horton, during fall 2011. He was appointed by Government of Karnataka as the first Vice Chancellor of Haveri University in March 2023 for a term of 4 years. He has drawn a very clear vision to make it a model university to provide education to needy students, not only in the rural district of Haveri, but also in the country. Prior to becoming the Vice Chancellor, he was working as a teacher, researcher, innovator, and administrator, and also at various capacities at Basveshwara Engineering College, Bagalkot, from 1985 to 2023. He has received rupees 100 plus lakhs R&D grants and has established research and development infrastructure in SCADA for distribution, automation, and renewable energy applications. Professionally, he is a member of many associations and a senior member of IEEE. He has been conferred with 13 awards. Prominent ones are Lifetime Achievement Award for contribution to IEEE NKSS, Best Research Work in Wind Energy from IREDA NIWE in 2022, Outstanding Branch Counselor for R10 Asia Pacific from IEEE in 1996. With this brief introduction, may I present before you all the elite crowd from the entire state of Karnataka from all the affiliated colleges, Professor Suresh Jangamshetti. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You start.
Yes, yours, please.
Yes.
I share my screen.
No, sir. Sir.
Now, how do I know my screen is now? Is it?
You didn't have to share it.
I already shared it. Entire screen.
ಸರ್ಗೆ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಉಂಟು.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇನ್ನ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗಿದೆ. Now it is visible, madam.
Yes, sir.
So shall I start?
Yes.
Sir, please, please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor S. Vidyashankar, Dr. Rangaswamy, Registrar, T. Srinivas, Registrar Evaluation, Prashanta Nayak, the Finance Officer, to esteemed, we had the Executive Council members, and today's host and compeer, Dipti Madam, all the principals and the first year engineering students. Once again, namaste to you all. At the very outset, I would like to congratulate the first year engineering students because we have chosen a profession that usually drives the world. That is for sure. Name anything and everything, it is engineering. Be it civil to the latest on AI/ML or any other branch of engineering, because the entire design process of engineering, the tools to equipment to anything that we name, they are designed by engineers. So with this, once again, feel very happy to be with you all. So why I'm here, it's because of the VTU UHV cell coordinator, Dr. Sudarshan Reddy. I always refer to him as my first engineering student who studied under me. So that's what I'm here. Today's talk will be around my own experiences with my students who are now out in the world there, both with human values as well as engineering knowledge. So it will be a nice session. I feel that I'll be able to tell you that how you can take your engineering career, embed the human values, and then see that you have a sustainable career. This is very important. A career which will be able to not only stay with you, but also with the organization. This is very important. So with that, I will begin. So this is one slide which I have always taken along with me across the globe wherever I have made presentations. Kayakave Kailasa, though in literary English we translate it as work is worship, but it is work is heaven. So it is beyond that worship, I can say. So all my energy, you can say, the working concepts I do draw from this great personality of 12th century. Today's webinar would have my experience, preferably with human values and engineering, an introduction to the human values versus engineering education, embedding human values and engineering education, then how to make this sustainable career. So I'll be trying to relate with some of the examples, and then finally closing remarks as to how in the first year engineering itself, you can think of not only the 4 years journey, but also the entire life that you take further. I hope I'll be able to make some impression to you all first year engineering students. My experience with human values, 38 years of teaching, learning, innovation, academic administration. This has brought me to this one level where I always respected time management, organizational skills, communication skills, financial skills, professional skills, and personality development. The question is, do I need to take training around this, or do I build this while I am studying? So I strongly believe that we can build these and nurture and cultivate while we are studying. I have just put across their class attendance. Now, from the first year itself, I would like to mention what goes on in the class, what you do is next, second. But are you there in time? If you are in time, your teacher will be 5 minutes earlier to you. This I believe strongly. And in 28 years, if my students can remember me, they'll always remember me as that they have to enter before I enter the class. So that is going to really build us, because if you have to come 5 minutes early for the 8 o'clock class, previous day you have to prepare. It is the truth. Okay. Organizational skills, class and IEEE student branch I have mentioned. This IEEE student branch is one which I have grown along with, and I strongly believe in the vision and mission of IEEE, and student branches which are managed by students. They have taught a lot of things and they have managed. So where do you organize? See, to come to a class, you have to be organized. You have to be ready. You have to know what is going to happen in the class. And then when you enter the class, you have to organize yourself, what you are going to study, make a note of that and be ready for. Same thing in IEEE student branch activities also. Communication skills, again class and IEEE, ask a question, which is miserably missing. But present day students, at least I believe that you will ask a question. But I used to give marks for students who used to ask question, remember. So to motivate and encourage them, again, IEEE student branch, you meet with the professionals and your definitely communication skills increase. After all, what are communication? I write a sentence on a paper, will the other person understand? Is one communication. If this is one part, you also learn that communication through your thesis abstract in the final year. But in first year, whatever you write, the best thing always I tell is, will your grandmother understand what you have written? So that is the best way to really learn communication skills. Financial skills. Again, the project you do and the money you spend, you have to manage your money. Some of you may have, some of you may not have, but managing that money is definitely with project as well as IEEE activities. Professional skills. See, I have put class, project and student branch activities also. Any professional society, not necessarily IEEE only. Any other professional society which is there, active in your campus, you can join and be part of that. Class and project, they definitely teach a lot of things. We learn from the teachers, how to dress, how to speak, how to communicate, how to make a subject clear to you. A lot of things are told and which we build them as our professional skills, because they are going to really shape your career. And finally, the personality development, I have mentioned all of the above. Naturally, anybody who speaks of personality, they speak of all these things. Apart from this, there are many other skills which you need to really learn, which I have not included, but these are the basics at least we can proceed ahead with. Yeah, I'll hide this. Yes. Oh, everything went off? No, I should dismiss this. I'm sorry. I'll go back to this. Yeah, here. Yeah. Yes. So moving further, quickly I will tell you about me, because many of you will also be putting a question within. It's quite natural for students. The person who is speaking, what is that he has done? This always comes to every student. So just to brief you, writing, reading, publication, while I mention how they are important, I'll also tell how I build them. Journal publications, international conferences, then IEEE transaction publication. If there are faculty members, please look for IEEE transaction publication. Any one publication in transaction journal will definitely change your personality, which has changed for me, of course, while I was in IIT Kharagpur. 3 e-books, converting our thesis into the books is now online, it is possible. Technical services can be provided as a reviewer, and then publication awards. Apart from this, some more awards have come, but these have built the concept of writing, reading and publication. This is a technical side. Apart from this, I would also suggest students, there are wonderful and well written literate novels, I can say. Even if you build that habit, it is most welcome, but do some reading, because this reading is going to really drive you and drive your career further. Outreach activities also I am involved with, which have given me the exposure or expanded my personality beyond my college. Like organizing student development programs, faculty development programs, seminars, workshops, symposiums, all that you can see, and a lot of guest lectures, because you go at one guest lecture and you'll have several people attending, and definitely next time they'll invite you if our presentation has really impacted them. MOUs also have initiated not only as a faculty but also as a vice chancellor now, and visits abroad. It is required sometimes. Some money has to be spent on our own at times. And research contributions which are there. See, any contribution for the faculty members, your contribution should be there on your campuses in the form of laboratories, in the form of books, in the form of subjects, in the form of funded projects. If your research is doing that work on the campus, then you are really making yourself more useful to the students. So this is all thing. 2 laboratories I was able to establish on Basaveshwar Engineering College campus. In case if you happen to visit for any live data, I would always direct you to that. Though I will not be there, but the college will definitely help you. Any live data we need for data analysis, we need for AI purposes, we need for machine learning, data is required. You can always use that data and proceed ahead. That is from my side. I can assure you, if you contact me, I can send you to that college. Well, now I'll begin this. This is one of my favorite quotes, which I have put in almost all my classes. So this is for you. You are beginning your career, but this is very important. Don't do anything in practice that you wouldn't do in the game. Very important. You practice hockey, go and play hockey. Don't practice cricket and go and play football. Same way is for the education. I want to be an engineer. Then you practice what it is necessary for you to become a perfect engineer. Other things are value addition to you. No doubt about that. But you want to be engineer, learn all those traits of engineering which will take you further. So this quote is one of my favorite, and I always tell my students, you want to be engineer, go ahead. So he's the football coach of America, George Halas. So with that, let me introduce you. I have picked up this diagram. Already our Honorable Vice Chancellor Vidyashankar ji mentioned few things. I do not know whether you are able to read through these information that is provided in a tree. Look at that. These are all above the tree. Very important. These are the human values which you have to pick up. I'll again go back slightly further. Source also I mentioned, one of the colleges I was able to get this from online. If you read through, everything tells you that how can I survive, whether it is education or whether it is my life. Both are important for we all remember. So this just I wanted to show you and tell you how everything is put together, and it is just on one tree. If you are bark of the tree at the bottom, all these things are in one or the other way will be exhibiting. Some of you may question, how can I have all? At every instant of your life, either of any one of them will be required for you, not all at a time. So this is very important. Best and the one thing I can just read is respect. How do I respect? Later on, I'll be going a little bit deeper into that. Do I respect my parents? Do I respect my teachers? Do I respect my family members? Do I respect my books? Do I respect my dresses? And do I respect myself? Look at that. How every one word, responsibility, peace, sacrifice. Sacrifice is one. You must always analyze how your parents are sacrificing. In some of the cases I have seen, parents have foregone their food, foregone their dinner or lunch, foregone their visit abroad or to other places just to see that we are educated. This sacrifice we should not forget, and that has to be reverted back. So let us see how this human values and engineering education, this is quite very interesting. Nowadays, modern students, I call all of you as modern students with a lot of modern thoughts. Well, let them be there, but always we stand on the human values we should remember. We can't be arrogant. We can't be ignorant. So human values make us more a person of approachable nature. So in that context, let me first take a little bit of some time I'll spend to tell you what these all human values which are required, at least minimum human values that are required for engineering education. I'll first tell you about these human values, then I'll go to the engineering education. Empathy. This word is one of the most powerful word. And for a human being, this empathy is required. Can I understand what my mother really is thinking of me? That means you have to get into her shoes, her thoughts, her ways, her views, and then you have to be thinking about that. Can we do that? That is empathy, one of the most required value of a human value. The ability to share and understand another person's feelings, needs, and experience. Later on, I'll relate this to engineering education, where these really enter into. Compassion, another powerful word, which is again we can say is a drawn from empathy. It depends upon that. The willingness to alleviate means reduce the suffering of others, coupled with empathy, kindness, and understanding. I can tell you as an engineer what you can do right now, but I'll take it later on. Compassion. Integrity. They look at this word. See, many of you will always talk of teamwork. Encompasses moral principles, ethics, and honesty. Ethics is one which you have to underline. And honesty, guiding individuals to act with consistency and authenticity. See, look at how these simple human values can really raise your level of living and level of thoughts. Responsibility, the willingness to take charge of one's actions, decisions, and consequences. Acknowledging obligations to oneself, others, and community. Now we are entering into community with the fourth, I don't say fourth, or one of the human values. Yeah, this responsibility. Many of you already have exhibited these characteristic features. Now, next stage is how can I take into engineering education? Respect. I did mention about this. The recognition and appreciation of the inherent worthiness. Worth means worthiness, dignity, and individuality of others. In 4-year engineering, you will definitely learn this respect because your friends' views and values will learn to respect, and that remains lifelong. And these friends whom you are going to make through this respect will be there for you for your entire life. That is for sure. Fairness, another very important thing where an engineer has to bring in this, the principles of treating individuals equally without bias and prejudice, either now or in the later stages of life. Remember, these human values, though in 4-year engineering education I am going to relate, but they are going to make you a human being throughout the life, that we should not forget. Once again, the integrity has come here. Repeat the quality of being is honesty. Please read it as honesty, transparent, and sincere in one's words and actions. Please read it as honesty. You know, this is the technology, cut and paste. Okay. And finally, the self-awareness, the conscious knowledge of one's own character. So the last one comes to individuals. Self, okay? So though many times when the word self comes, are you selfish? They say no. This is about awareness, character, feelings, motives, and desires. With this minimal background of few of the human values, I'll now proceed with the engineering studies. This is where you have entered. I'm sure you are excited for the next 4 years. Maybe some of your senior students you might have already interacted, some faculty members you have interacted, they would have given their own feedback. Well, keep it aside. But remember, that should not orient or disorient your individuality or the personality. that you are going to be in these 4 years. How you are going to be should be decided by yourself. So what are these the requirement for engineering studies? That means which I'll be relating with the human values. Technical knowledge you are going to gain. I'll be telling you. Problem solving, very important. So you are in first year, already you have finished up to 12th standard, written so many examinations, either maybe JEE or many other exams you wrote, and finally you ended up engineering. Now forget the past. Now you have entered for engineering, start thinking about that. Problem solving is one which an engineer has to be able to do after completing 4 years. Problem solving is not any mathematical problem. It is a problem of engineering project or anything. Issue you can say. It can be a problem that you may have to solve within your home's house. Innovation is built-in property and nature. Critical thinking, innovation comes from critical thinking. All are interdependent. They are not separated. Analytical skills have to be there if you have to again go for all the previous 4 different types of characteristic features. Collaboration, by natural way, it happens with engineering students, collaboration. Communication, see, we are talking about communication skills, and this is must for engineering graduates. Efficiency, last. Anything that you do, you have to see that it is efficiently working. Efficiency not only relates to only the projects or the objects or any particular instrument or anything, but it is with your own working lifestyle and skill efficiency also should be, and it must see that it is having minimum financial aspects. So with this, let me see. So I would like to quickly review, see in these next 4 years what we will be doing. This is very important. And even I have seen many students after graduating, after graduation, and what I studied in engineering was not used. I don't believe any of you who are listening in the first year, you make a promise that you will not make a statement that what you studied was not used. Definitely it will be useful, because see, in engineering degree, 8 semesters of a theory as well as elective subjects of different, or as well as which are very useful to your selected branch of study. It may be any branch of study. You will be studying this. You can understand how many theory subjects and elective subjects. While core subjects will build you strongly around that particular branch of study, elective subjects can take you interdisciplinary. That is for sure. Laboratory courses, 18 laboratory courses. 180 experiments you are going to do. Experiments, literally, when you say experiments, there is a device on which you are going to connect it, measure, and note down the data, analyze, and then evaluate and formulate. Coming nice?
Yeah.
Then seminars you are giving. These seminars are the ones which are really going to really test your communication skills, organizational skills, presentation skills, so many things. And remember, you will be making all this preparation on your own. Making the preparation on your own is very important. Take help, but do not, you copy also from, that is not in the exam or anything, but in some of these ways how it has to be done. But never repeat what others have done. Try to create your own. And finally, the project. I always love this last part. Project is the one which is the testing of an engineer. That is a preliminary test, I can say. If you can do the project on your own thoughts, write the thesis on your own, write the abstract on your own, present the this whole thing as in the examination in the form of viva, and then finally present a paper on this, definitely your life is done. Rest of the life will be easy, remember. So one caution I would like to just put here, many a times you must say, without doing anything, I have become something. Remember, you will have taken extra time. There is no doubt. And same thing with diploma, technical students also. Some of you may have come from, would be coming from diploma background. Later on, your brothers, sisters, or some relatives will also be there. You can also speak this to them and tell them this is what the technical sound knowledge you are going to get. So with this small review, now I am going to take you to a blank or a tree where you are seeing the roots and you are seeing the outcome, that is the fruits on the top, I can say. Definitely, if I put a question, which one you feel that your UG, PG, will it be in the roots or will it be in the branches? If I ask you, well, some confusion will be there, confusion of thought process, everything will be there. But I will tell you that the tree would stand for a long, long, long years if the roots are strong. Now, in these 4 years, you are going to make these roots, that is your credentials, your competencies stronger. How do I do that? Just now I have mentioned in my last 2 slides, even if you have missed it, here it is. Basic knowledge. So when you say I'm going to be engineer, knowledge is required. So that knowledge, remember my friends, comes from the classroom. So who is there in the classroom? Your teachers. Don't overestimate or don't listen to your friends about your teachers. He may be a new teacher or he may be an experienced teacher. If he's a new teacher, you go with him. If he's an experienced teacher, then you have got to learn. But all said and done, that technical basic knowledge is very essential. It comes from the classrooms. Now, technical skills, we say. Already the government and so many skill related things are done. At least basic skills we must. Where do you get them? We get from the laboratories. Many a times these classrooms and labs we miss. That is for sure. But somehow I did not allow any of my students to miss it. That was my one of the basic human value which I developed and cultivated within me. No missing of the classes. Even if you miss, you have to come fully prepared in the next class. Yeah, this is just a hint or a clue to the teachers, because right under our nose, every year one new batch graduates and passes out. And if we are not able to provide them what they require, we'll be really missing. We have to be strict, we have to be stern, and we have to be loving to them, and we have to be good to them. We have to be complacent with them, we have to be. So all the role we teachers have to play. So this is for teachers also. Technical skills. We run around giving so many skills to students. Can they do their labs on their own, creating their own designs is what is required. So we learn from the laboratory classes. Analytical and logical thinking. Where do these 2 thoughts come from? Are from the design problems. Theory subjects are there, projects are there. Even in laboratories, some design can be done. At undergraduate level, though many times we say they are a little higher, I don't agree with that. Even the undergraduate students are smart enough to take up design problems, provided they are explained properly to them. So analytical and logical thinking comes there. Internships we go for getting the outreach. We understand we are to get acquainted with the industry. Internships are required. You may not do a major work there, but you get acquainted of what type of work is done. Project management is talked. You ask any management person, he will tell about project management, how to manage that. So all skills are required for that again, which I mentioned in my almost first slide. So mini and major projects play. Do not copy a project. This is a hint for the first year engineering students. There are n number of new type of projects can be done. Even if you take up a already done project, rework the whole thing as though that you do not know anything in that and start working afresh. Nothing wrong in that. But see that before starting taking up such work, see that you find what is the existing lacunae and then address it. Definitely your project management skills will be perfect. And lastly, the organizational skills. With all this, the organizational skills or the professional skills I call They are the value addition to your entire career life. So you can get these additional skills only when you go and work as a volunteer. Anything it can be, NSS, NCC, or it can be IEEE Professional Society or Institute of Engineers, IST, so anything which is active and is really nurturing you. Don't go there just because it helps you. Take the help and nurture yourself. So these are all the skills that are provided to become what? To become a professional. This is a professional course, remember, my dear friends. You are entering a professional course. So by all this, you have to become a professional. A professional means you are called for solving a problem that you have to understand, experience, and then solve the problem. That is what is done. And other things that will be beneficial are you can enter into academia. I have put first academia because we want brighter and the brilliant students coming to the academia. Then doctorate degree you can pursue. You can pursue R&D activities. R&D labs are there, national labs. You can go to corporate world and become a real professional. You can go to the industry. That is hardcore, core industries I am trying to mention. In all branches of engineering, there are industries. So can you list such industries in the first year itself? I would always say administration also you can enter into anything. But always I would put it something like this. Keep yourself engaged. An idle man is a devil's workshop, they say. Keep yourself engaged. If you feel, oh, I know all this, involve yourself in some household activity. If you still feel you are also done that, involve yourself in the community. If you are still involved with the children. So lot of time is there and available and you can't. So that way to keep yourself engaged, right from the first year itself, you can plan. So I have told you, if the tree has to stand for a long time and bear wonderful fruits for the future generation as well as for the present generation, then your roots have to be strong. My dear friends, you are entered into first year engineering, then you have to learn everything. There is no shortcut to success. This is what I wanted to mention. I hope you are convinced. Now, how do I embed these with human values? Why human values are required, I have already mentioned. So while your individual personality is growing and you are also gaining knowledge, put both of them together, ethics and moral principles. See, I am going to design a product. Will it be useful in one way or the other way? Will it be economical? Will my people around me use? So many things have to be. I'll give some 5 different examples here in my later presentation. Social responsibility. One of the best things when I am reading, you learn engineering, can you design a small product or a project for your home? I would say first. Forget about going and working in a corporate world, earning a lot of money in the later stage. But can you develop something for the society or the taking the social responsibility? Forget about the society. You treat your home as a society, and can I develop something for my home? At least a doorbell as an engineer. Doorbell, you say I can go and buy it. Nothing big in that, but we are engineers. Every product that is there in the market, can I create it is very important. One best example is the soil moisture sensor. Still we are importing that, but it can be developed locally by any of you. And then measure all different properties of the soil, which is must nowadays for bringing in AI applications. Environmental sustainability, whatever I develop, it must not destroy or disturb the environment. Environment, I do not always mean the atmosphere only. Even if it is going to make harsh noise, like what we hear from the vehicles, that also is a nuisance. The flooding lights of the upcoming vehicles is also a nuisance. How can we really control this? Still, thoughts are going on. Human-centered design, I'll be giving an example on this human-centered design. There also is a design thinking. So just along with the design thinking should be human-centered design. That means the human beings or for whichever you are designing, will they be comfortable using that particular design? Why I tell human values is here. As an engineer, what you study, can I think of that is important. Emotional intelligence, and then conflict resolution, and then diversity and inclusion, and then lifelong learning. And even if you look at the, that is POs of our own engineering studies, which are not fully discussed in the classrooms, but they are displayed in our corridors or the main building. If you are able to read those, they all involve what I am saying. That means even the engineering design syllabus curriculum, what has been done, they are kept in mind. Will they address any of the POs, program outcomes, what we call them as something like. Even AICT has it, UCC has it, NAC people ask for it, NBA people ask for it. As a students, we also have to know why I am studying this. In the first class of your classroom, even if you ask your teacher, sir, why am I studying this? I would appreciate such a student. That is the communication skills that you can learn the day one. So what are the benefits of integrating these human values? Benefits I'll just read through. Holistic approach to problem solving. Remember, I mentioned engineers have to have a concept of problem solving. And these are not taught, remember, they are embedded into your curriculum. And when a teacher comes and solves a problem, he's addressing that problem solving issue. Please remember, he may be deriving something, but he's making you to make an approach to solve that problem. Improved collaboration and teamwork. So this collaboration and teamwork, not necessarily outreach, but also within. You want to do a laboratory experiment, you have a team and you collaborate there also. You speak with your teachers. So that collaboration you should keep in mind. If that experiment is to be done in some other place, see, again you will be caught. Enhance creativity and innovation. It will definitely enhance that. So while you are working, you should always have a question mark about why am I doing this? Why? What is the outcome? How is it going to help us? How is it going to benefit us? Such things have to be thought while doing the experiment also. Better decision making, increased empathy and understanding. See, again, that word empathy is coming. Look at how the human value terms are coming inside the and giving us the benefits for engineering education. Responsible and sustainable solution. The word sustainable has to be understood and well defined by every engineering student. Whichever path you take up, sustainability is required. Positive impact on society. Impact is one very important word. We seldom do the impact analysis. It is required. And finally, the personal growth and fulfillment. Individually, you can't neglect yourself. In a way to do everything in the society, community, you should not neglect. Your growth has to be there. And the challenges are curriculum constraints. We always make a complaint about this. The syllabus doesn't have, syllabus has it, but we are not putting it in a right way. Time constraint, we always make again this statement also. I am very busy, I don't have time, something like that. Lack of resources, of course. This is one area where some resources have to be built in, and the faculty and the institute organizations have to think about this, and limited faculty training. Definitely, I agree with this, that as of now in the present day world, we as engineering fraternity or the faculty, teachers, we do core research work, but we never teach that in the classroom. We forget it there and teach some other subject. Of course, we don't forget. We start guiding our other students. Again, there is no link between our curriculum, classroom, and our research. So this is where we are now trying to work through engineering education research, that our core engineering work also will be taught in the classroom. My one hint or suggestion to all the teachers who are listening, please see that your core research is in the form to curriculum. Try making efforts into this. Already a lot of efforts and works are being made. Interdisciplinary approaches are also being made. Case studies and real world exam. This is where we still have to put in a lot of efforts. Every 10 kilometers I travel, I find a new project that is standing in front of me. but there is no solution. Just yesterday, I was in Mumbai airport, 3 times they did scanning, but 4th time that person is still writing on in a register some information about the travelers. So immediately I discussed there, I found a problem that any of you who are doing engineering, any branch, you can take up this, that we need an interface between the traveler and his name to be appearing automatically there. This was missing in Mumbai airport, Chhatrapati Shivaji Airport Terminal 2. If you want, you have to experience, they say, you can go there and then find that. So there is a solution required for that. Guest lectures and industry partnership are being encouraged in a big way, but need the impact analysis of that. Please note this, impact analysis. Teachers can always write several papers only on impact analysis, which we have not done so far. Extracurricular activities and projects are being done. Extracurricular activities, don't miss out, they are required. And faculty development programs, our faculty members have to go out every year at some place and see that they learn new things, how they can really impact their students. And finally, encourage student reflection and self-awareness. Clear? This is again by default can be done. There is a word which we need to agentry or something, that type of teaching, learning as well as feedback message. That means the teacher should know the competencies and credentials hidden in a student, and he should try to bring them out. This is one extra additional responsibility of a teacher, which one has to do that. Now, I'll now quickly go towards some of the real world examples. Few I'm going to take 5 and tell you that even in our curriculum or in our project only, we can really do address some of these things. Firstly, human-centered design. If you look at this diagram, I hope it is clear. From all around, whatever is developed, that is first tested on the user. Is he comfortable? One best example, that child, and found that existing brushes were slipping in their hand. And then they thought the grip of the handle of that brush, the brush part is same. The size can only vary, but the handle that the child holds should be stronger. Even today it is popular after even 20 years of its development. Now that we call as human-centered design. Though we make many designs, but wherever the human is going to use and it should be useful for the community or society, in that case, it should be tested on human. Now, don't bring someone, like some of you think too laterally and too typically that, oh, I'm developing something big, can I test it on human being? No. Right? Usage by the human being, how comfortable it is very important. This is one example of a real world example. Next few slides, I'll be just telling you, I hope I am following timing, sir. Yeah. Real world example, sustainable energy solutions. When it comes to sustainable energy solution, we always think of anything in renewable energy. In renewable energy, it is not limited to only few engineers of electrical or maybe mechanical or anything. It is for everybody who is developing one or the other product. How it can be made use with the sustainable energy. So few examples what I have tried and we were successful was, first one was conical collector solar water heater. The existing solar water heater, many of you know, but these two types definitely you won't find in it. We call it as conical, lesser space, equal efficient, easy to handle, and we put on smaller roofs. So see, this is what we developed. See, look at the year 13-14, we filed a patent also. Yeah. So some such solutions engineers have to think. Now there is a question. I'm in first year, sir. What can I think? In first year itself, you can think about this, and then develop it in your final year. Or if it is already developed in your college, start thinking about that. How can you improvise on it? I'll give one example. Just beside that, you'll see one more water heater. So when a presentation of this existing, so I mean, this solar writer to the rural women were right from the kitchen, they were brought for a presentation. I made this presentation. And luckily, one of the lady bold enough to say, what is the use of this? We don't have tap connection. We don't have overhead tanks. How do I use this? Look at that, the challenge. I'm just giving you an example how you can think. So then immediately we thought we need, because she told they get still water from the well. Then we developed the one which is shown beside, where you can put water directly into the tank. In the daytime, it heats up. Next day, it can be used. But this can be still improved. And remember, my dear friends, in the present day of AI, you can also find an AI solution for this. That I will leave to you. Another example was in all our laboratories, we make use of 5 volts DC for digital kits, digital trainers, microprocessors, microcontrollers, and even computers also. DC 5 volts, but we get it from the grid, converting 230 into 5 volts. I don't know, this thought came and we developed one of the student batches. See, all these are developed by students, and which will help our real world exam, solving real world. We developed a power pack, solar power pack, which will drive at least. So wiring was also done by the student. If you want to have a look and develop or improve on this, you can visit BC and you can see that. It is there in one of the labs. Hopefully it is there. I left the college now. Another very important is solar box cooker. In rural homes and rural areas where sunlight is sufficient, but still we find the lack of availability of it. Nowadays, we know that every house is provided with the gas. But how long we are going to use that? Is that to be a sustainable solution? Then definitely the one using the natural resources was a solar box cooker, but usage was difficult. For the first time, when I told the students we will develop a digital display kit for that, students were hesitant, but when they developed it, they learned a lot. Remember, you may be finding a solution using modern tools, but you are learning modern tools for the older ones. So for this box cooker, finally we ended up developing a IoT-based smart solar box cooker, Internet of Things, what we talk of. We developed it and it tells us, how much time food that is kept inside will be cooked. You are in your home, it gives a buzz for you, and then you can come and take it out. Otherwise, ladies have to go outside in the hot sun to check every time. So such problems need to be addressed by you all guys in next 4 years. One more example for accessible technology for people with disabilities, all are developed, remember, but still can you make it more easily affordable to the people? That's why I listed magnifiers, talking devices such as talking thermostat, then braille displays, screen reading software, text-to-speech systems using optical character recognition, large print materials, and phones with large tactile buttons. All these have come for disabled people. Remember, to develop anything for the disabled people, we need to spend time with them, understand their issues, problems, then start working on the technology. Latest newer technologies are coming. You can always develop it, but see that they are affordable. That's very important. One more example for environmental impact assessment. This is must. Projects can be done. Many developments are done, but they are always causing climate change, including global warming, acid rain, photochemical smoke, and other forms of pollution, ocean acidification, displacement, extinction of wildlife. Remember, my dear friends, none of these come across your studies in your 4-year engineering. But can you still find a solution? For that, you need to go out, find the issues, and then find a solution. I always hear that around wind turbines, the crops do not grow. What is the reason? I'm just leaving some problems open. Can you find a solution? Here, something like this. Can you go? The best thing is AI people, students, they're developing. You want data. Can you get the recipe of breakfast that your mother prepares in a year? That data is enough to develop an AI for your own home. Still, it is not yet, nobody has touched that, at least for our country, and that is wide open for us. Social responsibility. This is the last one mostly. Examples of social responsible supply chain management. Remember, a product that has to be developed in any corner, it requires a lot of other dependable products or goods, you can say. Now, how can you find solutions? I have been seriously thinking about one thought. Can I have a portable factory or industry? Why it should be put in a single place? Can I have a tabletop industry or a factory? For example, for the biomass related activity, one tabletop small 1 kilowatt is developed in IAS. But can we try that in the farms? Can I have a small biomass, generator there, which will use that farms products waste and then develop electricity for that or biogas for that? Some tabletops. See, there are lot of. We are in a race to get a job. Good, fine. But we should also slow down to develop the technologies that are required for us, around us, especially around us, which is missing. So, looking into the both things which I mentioned, human values and engineering education, which you can carry forward for the 4 years, then how can I make a sustainable career of an engineer? This is after you graduate, you can say. You have to also think about that. So I'm just giving you some characteristic features which are required after you graduate. I just mentioned earlier, many times we make a statement that what I studied in engineering was not useful. How can it be? Many people make that statement who are well settled. Somehow I am really taken aback by that. Did you not study anything engineering is my next question. Because you ended up with some other job. Yeah. So don't take it offensively, but you will be part of that whole thing after 4 years. And the Viksit Bharat scheme that is being done now is definitely not for our generation, is for your generation. So you need to be part of that, how you are going to make use of that technology and the community at large after several years. Okay. So characteristic features here are professional development, job satisfaction, work-life balance, environmental and social responsibility, innovation and creativity. Just if I read all this, tell me which is that one which you are not touched in your engineering education. Everything is part of that. So definitely your sustainable career will be, if you build a strong base now, right from the first year, you have to think in engineering, first year, you get acquainted, second year, get acquainted to branch, third year, you are already doing problem solving, fourth year, you are tested yourself. In just 4 words, I can put it across all 4 years of engineering. And around that, this everything that I have told so far is innovation is not only in the 4 years. Innovation begins after your engineering. You have the roots, thoughts, ideas in your mind now. Adaptability and resilience. So you grow out, you will have a lot of other pressures. In engineering, please remember, you will have no pressure. Parents pay us, we come here, spend that money without that. Unlike other foreign students, I have seen them also. They have less pressure, right? You can tell truth or untruth to your parents, get the money. But foreign, it doesn't happen like that. Please remember, friends, many of your friends have gone along with you to study abroad. That's why they just take a different path. We should not waste time here in these 4 years. Leadership and impact, key performance indicators, sustainable career pathways, certifications and training. Everything is done in 4 years, but they make your career sustainable. So if somebody, if you are thinking that, oh, sustainable career characteristics are different from what I am doing now, it is ruled out. So I used to always tell my student, in these 4 years, if you waste and you don't do anything, but still you get a job and you continue, remember these 4 years, it will take another 4 years to learn everything. That is for sure. Yeah, that is how the life goes on. You might have seen many of your friends telling that I was in last bench, did nothing, and now I am heading a company, but definitely they would have spent more time than a regular student who was there. Otherwise, the life would not have been going so smoothly on this earth. Okay, so all these what I have said, which I mentioned as characteristic features, they are to be developed, built, nurtured, cultivated during these 4 years. and everything begins. So let your projects, the last, I'm just trying to come down to the last part. You all might have heard about Sustainable Development Goals of UN. I'm just going little bit out with to tell if most of your projects are around these, you are solving community and humanity problems. Because our engineering projects have to solve first our problems. This is very important. So I'll just read through these 17 SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals. They are for all branches of engineering and you can solve the problems. Let your mini projects and projects be around this. I must appreciate the some of the initiations by both AICT and VTU in trying to make you people work this. Don't take it as a burden or anything. You please sit and work for us for these things. The sustainable goals are no poverty. Can you do a project on this? Or at least can you do a data survey, which your next batch of students can develop something? Zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, engineering students, decent work and economic growth. Some of these issues you may have to solve after you graduate. Industry innovation and infrastructure, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities going on already, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, very important, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and lastly, partnerships for the goals. You can Google this, get them, know the problems, and if you can take these as your projects, definitely be one of the best project and it will also be funded. So a better future is possible, act now. We can never say impossible. And closing remarks, a quote for you. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Please note this, very important. Now or sooner or later, we'll be able to understand this. The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. What we say karma pays, this is what is said here. Of course, this was mentioned somewhere in 1871 onwards till 1940. This lady lived, Florence Scovel Shin. We can get some of her novels and read it, not publicizing her, but worth reading. But the quote is too good. So please observe the last part I'm saying. This observe, engineering students, very important. Observe carefully. Just a mind change for you. Observe. I won't make any statement on this. I have put everything in only one slide here. Just observe. Observe only. Keep your thought processes, if you want, you can put on a paper. And then you want to succeed, get ready, make preparation for that. It is required how perfectly and better you set it strongly, because when you take off, it should not fly away behind faster than you. You have to focus, you have to concentrate. Get set. Look at that. Everything you should take in your mind and body. And then shoot off. Observe that person. He doesn't have legs. And then reach the destination. So what I want to leave behind you, the 5 Ds. Set a direction, that is your destination. For the destination, you set a direction. Be determined and be disciplined. and you have to dedicate yourself. These 5 Ds will definitely help you. Why I showed these 2 slides is, many of you come to the classes, not even with a proper notebook, not even at the paper, teacher enters, still you are not opened the book. Don't know what is going to happen. Immaterial of what teacher comes and does, you enter the classroom in time, open your notebook, hold your pen and be ready. That's why I showed you this. This is the first thing that engineering student has to begin with. Make notes, some more notes, and see that your career goes further. My good wishes to all of you with this last quote. Each work has to pass through these stages: ridicule, opposition, and then acceptance. This will happen. You ask any successful fellow, he'll first tell, I had so many. And then he will tell, I faced all this and all that. And finally, he would be accepted. And look at the personality who makes this. Swami Vivekananda says, those who think ahead of their time are sure to be misunderstood. So if you are misunderstood, then don't mistake yourself that you are thinking something better. That's how you look at the things in a more positive way. Thank you very much for your time, and wish you all the best.
It was indeed a thought-provoking and informative presentation. I'm sure Sir has practiced all this in life and he has put forth to the entire audience. The youth of today will definitely imbibe and incorporate the principles and values that you have spoken today, sir. I'm sure they will have a very dynamic career with your talk of today. As a token of appreciation, may I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor and the other dignitaries kindly felicitate our resource person.
Honor sir, ನಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಲಪತಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. This is a different occasion. All the students.
Thank you so much.
It was nice and
Nice, sir.
I hope it was very just put in my career.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, dignitaries, for doing the honors. I profusely thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Vidyashankar, for sparing his time, and also our administrators, Dr. Rangaswamy, the Registrar, and Registrar Evaluation, Professor T.N. Srinivasa, and all the members, the UHV Coordinator, Professor Sudarshan Reddy, and all the members from different regional offices, as well as the faculty and all the teaching staff, and dear participants, student participants, for attending this event. Thank you, each one of you, for making this event a grand success. Thank you, everyone.